Namaste Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashkatyadi Shatarine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shri Advaita Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Together, bolo. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Bolo Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jai Prabhupada. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Bo, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Jaya Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada Srila Jaya Prabhupada 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 Srila Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Srila Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya 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 Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Nitya Gora Hare Bol Hare Bol Hare Bol Nitya Gora Hare Bol Nitya Gora Hare Nitya Gora Hare Nitya Gora Hare Bol Nitya Gora Hare Bolo Bolo Hare Bolo Bolo Hare Bol Nitya Gora Hare Bol Nitya Gora Hare Nitya Gora Hare Bol Nitya Gora Hare Bol Srila Prabhupada ki Gora Premanande Hari Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna. So now we will continue. Wir fahren fort mit Opferungen an Srila Prabhupada. We will do offerings to Srila Prabhupada. You can speak English, German, Russian, any language. And first I would like to present this beautiful small Vyasa Puja book. It's the German Vyasa Puja book. Es ist das deutsche Vyasa Puja Buch. Das war nicht so groß angekündigt, deswegen haben wir hier keine eingereicht, aber für nächstes Jahr nehmen wir uns vor, dass wir alle Brahmacharis, alle Bhaktas, alle Tempelbewohner als Projekt insgesamt, jedes Department, wir da auch eine Opferung einreichen. Ich würde jetzt nur vorlesen die Einleitung. Das wird immer am Anfang vom Vyasa Puja Buch, wird die Vyasa Puja Opferung, die Srila Prabhupada seinen spirituellen Meister dargebracht hat. The offering Srila Prabhupada made to his spiritual master. It's a very beautiful offering. And then I would like to ask Akila Prabhu to make his offering to Srila Prabhupada. And then Munindagana Prabhu will read the offering of Krishna Kshetra Maharaj, which is inside here. And I would like to ask Gopi Gita Mataji to read Sachinandan Maharaj's offering, which is also inside here. So the name of this offering by Srila Prabhupada to Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj is Adore, Adore, Ye All the Happy Day. Srila Prabhupada schrieb das folgende Gedicht im Februar 1935 zur Vyasa Puja Feier seines eigenen spirituellen Meisters, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati freute sich so sehr darüber, dass er seinen Schülern nochmals besonders ermutigte, auf Englisch zu predigen und zu schreiben. Adore, adore ye all, the happy day blessed than heaven, sweeter than May, when he appeared at Puri, the holy place, my Lord and Master, his divine grace. O my Master, the evangelic angel, give us thy light, light up the candle, struggle for existence, a human race, the only hope, his divine grace. Misled we are all going astray, save us, Lord, our fervent pray, warn thy ways, to turn our face, adore thy feet, your divine grace. Forgotten Krishna, we fallen souls, paying most heavy the illusion's toll, darkness around, all utterance, the only hope, his divine grace. Message of service, thou hast brought, a healthful life as Chaitanya brought, unknown to all, it's full of praise, That's your gift, your divine grace. Absolute is sentient, thou hast proved. Impersonal calamity, thou hast moved. This give us a life, anew and fresh. Worship thy feet, your divine grace. Had you not come, who had told the message of Krishna, forceful and bold? That's your right, you have the maze. Save me, a fallen, your divine grace. The line of service as drawn by you is pleasing and healthy like morning dew. The oldest of all, but in new dress, miracle done, your divine grace. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada ki jai. So, wir fragen jetzt Kila Prabhu, seine Opferung vorzutragen.
Sollen wir das von Bitte Schüttelmarsch zuerst vorlesen?
Genau.
Ja?
Ja, Entschuldigung, bitte. Problem.
Hare Krishna, dear Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada, I would like to thank you for everything, that we can stay here in your preaching mission all together and can serve you through your disciples. I would like to read of one of a very dear disciple of you, His Holiness Krishna Kshetra Swami, my spiritual master. I would like to read of him an offering to you, Prabhupada. A beggar or a giver. Dear Srila Prabhupada, I beg to offer you respects in the form of these words of appreciation and praise, along with my obeisance at your blessed lotus-like feet, at which the masters of loving devotion to the Lord sit. Recently I was fortunate to spend some days at Govardhan, together with a group of devotees visiting mainly from Europe, Krishna's holy dham. We were blessed to circumambulate Govardhan Hill, inspired by the tradition of respecting Giriraj, the king of mountains, exemplified by Srila Sanatana Goswami, making his daily walks around these rocks, emblem of Krishna's love for the Vrajvasis. We remembered your wish at the final days of your presence with us approached to make bullock cart parikram of Govardhan, and we prayed for your blessings that we might feel your presence as we made our way with kirtan along the sandy path of the pleasant February sunlight. And as we proceeded, now south of Jupiter, now through Radhakunda town, now south of Jatipur, ich habe mich da verlesen. We encountered and pressed by numerous people seeking alms. Some passively sat and patiently waited for a coin or two to drop in their tin blows as pilgrims passed by. Others approached with outstretched hands, spreading an upper garment and urging with strong voice and persistent pace. One has contrary feelings of wishing there were no beggars to embrace one with unresponsive, even closely ignoring them and simultaneously wishing to give generously to them all if one possibly could, remembering Krishna's order to the Vrajvasis to distribute food generously after offering it to Govardhan in the Anukuta festival. I also received your words, reporting how you had cheated some young Indian students at the University of California in Berkeley. When I was speaking in Berkeley University, sometimes in the year 1966, one Indian student stood up and he said, "Swamiji, what this Krishna consciousness movement will do? We require no technology." So I replied, "Yes, you are after technology. So you are a beggar. I'm not a beggar. I have come here to give something. That is the difference. I have come here to give some culture, and you have come
to imitate the Western civilization by technology. What is the difference? You'll remain a beggar, I shall remain a giver. That is the difference. Of course, we can understand that you have given so much more than just some culture. You have given the entire expansive and inclusive culture and accepting patience of devotion to Krishna. Your desire, as you once expressed to Burijan Prabhu and Jagatirtarini Prabhu, as Burijan Prabhu shared with us at Govardhan, was nothing less than to enable everyone in the universe to become Krishna conscious. Such is your spirit of giving. And yet, the humble nature of your giving is such that it appears as begging. You beg everyone to listen, to accept Lord Krishna's teachings, following Haridas Thakur and Nityananda Prabhu. As they implored everyone, they meet to accept their priceless gift of Krishna Bhakti. Hare Krishna. Thank you for everything, Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
So, dann bitten wir nochmal Akila Prabhu. And next would be
Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my most humble obeisances in the dust of your lotus feet. We celebrate your most auspicious appearance day just one day after Krishna Janmashtami. As you are very close to Krishna in this way, it is said that the spiritual master is always a very close associate of Krishna. Sakshataриtvena samasta shastraya uktastatha bhavyata eva satbhi kintu prabhorya priya eva tasya vande guru shri charanarvindam. The spiritual master is honored as much as the Supreme Lord because he is the most confidential servitor of the Lord. This is acknowledged in all revealed scriptures and is followed by all authorities. There's another quote, Jivi Sakshat Nahi Tate Guru Chaitya Rupe Shiksha Guru Hoye Krishna Mahanta Svarupe. Since one cannot visually experience the presence of the Super Soul, he appears before us as a liberated devotee. Such a spiritual master is none other than Krishna himself. You confirmed these statements by your activities. Once you had a conversation with several guests who were businessmen. Somebody asked if you could show some miracle, and you answered, I went to America alone with 40 rupees. Now, after a few years, the movement has so many temples and a value of so many millions. Isn't that a miracle? Your guests talked among themselves and then agreed, yes, this is a miracle. At another time, when somebody asked about a miracle, you pointed at your disciples and said, they have been accustomed to so many sinful activities. Now they are strict Vaishnavas. Isn't that a miracle? When we hear the descriptions of your activities, when we hear the descriptions of your activities, your qualities and personality, we very much regret that we did not have more association with you. But it is said that the feeling of separation increases the attachment to you. So we are satisfied. As Vasudev brought Krishna from Mathura to Gokul, you brought Krishna from Vrindavan to America, and from there to all other parts of the world. You fulfilled Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's prediction. Pritiviti achiyata nagaradigram sarvatra prachari hoiva moranam. In every town and village, the chanting of my name will be heard. That means that you were predicted even by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. 14 times you traveled around the globe to make this famous statement come true. You reached so many fallen souls, and some of us are assembled here today. Sri Yamunacharya prayed, Bhavantam Aivanucharan Dirantara Prasanta Nishesha Mano Ratantara Kadaham Aikantika Nitya Kinkara Prahasa Yishyami Sanata Jivatam. Sorry. By serving you constantly, one is freed from all material desires and is completely pacified. When shall I engage as your permanent eternal servant and always feel joyful to have such a fitting master? Please engage me in your service so that I may become a real devotee. Your servant Akila Das. Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Dear Srila Prabhupada, Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishdaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nivishesha Sunyavadi Paskata Deshatarine. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to you. How can I ever express my gratitude to you with my limited words or deeds? You have given me shelter without fear, even though I am still surrounded by Kundaloka, the world of anxieties. To meet you is the most important event in my material existence, in all the millions of lifetimes I have spent here. In the Bhagavatam, Prithu Maharaj expresses his gratitude to the 4 Kumaras for coming into his life when they visited him in his palace. He says, how can such persons who have rendered unlimited service by explaining the path of self-realization in relation to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and whose explanations are given for our enlightenment with complete conviction and Vedic evidence, be repaid except by folded palms containing water for their satisfaction? Such great personalities can be satisfied only by their own activities, which are distributed amongst human society out of their unlimited mercy. It's from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 22, verse 47. Before that, Prithu Maharaj had actually met Lord Vishnu at the completion of his yajna. At that time, Vishnu showed him his causeless mercy by indicating that the king would meet the Kumaras in the future. One might ask, why was it at all necessary for Prithu Maharaj to meet the Kumaras after he had already seen the Lord face to face? Your beloved disciple, His Holiness Govinda Maharaj, explained once how the Lord has given the power to distribute the nectar of Krishna consciousness into the hands of his devotee. If you go to Krishna and say, "Oh, you are an ocean of mercy. Please give me a drop." Krishna will say, "You are such a fool, rascal. That ocean is not with me now. My dear devotee has taken that ocean and has gone there to distribute. He is now distributing my mercy. But alas, there is an illness in me. It requires treatment. And for that I am turning today sincerely to you, as only you have the medicine. Being a conditioned soul, stuck in a material body and mind, there are inclinations in me that make me lean towards the material side of life, anxieties, limited willpower, illusions, etc. These material pulls are still present. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur once remarked that the living entity is somewhere between Prahlad and Hiranyakashipu. Sometimes we show our attraction for devotional service, and then the next moment we are covered by forgetfulness. Not so long ago, a dear devotee friend, His Holiness Kadamba Maharaj, left his body in Vrindavan. His last word that he managed to force out of his exhausted lips was mission. As I thought about this, I leafed through one of his books and thought this hope-giving cure against the illness of material existence in the following quote. It's a quote begins, "It is my desire to serve the Lord that we cannot, it is by the desire to serve the Lord that we can control the desire to enjoy the world." It is by the desire to serve the Lord that we can control the desire to enjoy the world. It's from Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, a letter from the 22nd of December 1927. "Somehow you have installed in me a desire to serve your mission, and in this way serve the Lord. By this gift, you have already given me the medicine to give up material life once and for all. When one takes a strong medicine, it might not take effect the very same day, but surely it will work in 1 or 2 days. Actually, I feel it's working already, and I am confident that with your continued shower of mercy..." Murari, das stört wirklich, okay? Bitte dann schön sitzen. "Actually, I feel it's working already. Am I confident that with your continued shower of mercy, as well as my uninterrupted service to your mission, the disease will be driven out for good. Please never give up on me. Thank you for all the gifts that I can already see, and also for the gifts I am yet to discover. Forever begging for your continued mercy upon me, your humble servant, Satchidananda Swami." Jai. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
So now we would like to ask Srila Prabhu to read the offering of Bhakti Vaibhava Maharaj.
Srila Prabhupada, I read to you the offering of Bhakti Vaibhava Maharaj. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namne Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Prachalni Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschati Starni. Bei seinen Lotusfüßen Zuflucht suchend bringe ich seiner göttlichen Gnade A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, der Shri Krishna auf dieser Erde sehr am Herzen gelegen ist, meine respektvollen Ehrbietungen dar. Ich sitze hier in Sridham Mayapur und schreibe meine jährliche Vyasa Puja Darbringung an seine göttliche Gnade Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Wir werden jetzt älter und unser Gesundheitszustand verschlechtert sich. In einem ähnlichen fragilen Gesundheitszustand und Alter machte sich damals Srila Prabhupada auf die Reise in die USA, um das Krishna-Bewusstsein weltweit zu verbreiten. Es ist einfach unvorstellbar, welche Entsagung er auf sich nehmen musste. Zu der Zeit mangelte es an jeglicher Unterstützung im Vergleich zu den heute gut etablierten ISKCON-Tempeln und Devotee-Gemeinschaften. Bei seinem ersten Besuch in Hamburg im Jahr 1969 hatte der kleine Tempel nur wenige Devotees, die Srila Prabhupada am Flughafen begrüßten. Sie saßen auf einem Teppich in der Ankunftshalle des Flughafens und hielten Kirtan ab. Als Srila Prabhupada an den sitzenden Devotees vorbeiging, waren sie sich nicht sicher, ob sie mit dem Chanten fortfahren oder aufstehen und ihm folgen sollten. Sie waren unerfahren und ein wenig verwirrt. Es wurden keine Programme für Srila Prabhupada organisiert, mit Ausnahme eines Gesprächs mit einem Indologieprofessor der Universität Hamburg. Srila Prabhupada tolerierte es. Er wollte einfach nur die wenigen Neulinge in ihrer Ausübung des Krishna-Bewusstseins inspirieren. In einem kleinen Wohnzimmer saß er mit einem Harmonium auf seinem Bett und sang die Arati-Gebete, während Puja für seine kleinen Radha-Krishna-Deities dargebracht wurde. Auf seinen Morgenspaziergängen wurde Srila Prabhupada nur von einem Devotee begleitet, gelegentlich auch von mehreren. Einmal, als er nur von einem Devotee begleitet wurde, brachte dieser mitten auf dem Weg plötzlich seine Ehrerbietung dar und sagte, dass er zur Arbeit gehen müsse. Krishna das Juwelier. Als Srila Prabhupada Hamburg besuchte, war es in den frühen Morgenstunden ziemlich kühl. Eines Morgens, nach dem Morgenspaziergang, warteten die Devotees auf den Fahrstuhl und Shivananda rieb sich wegen der Kälte die Hände. Ist dir kalt? Sagte Srila Prabhupada und berührte Shivanandas Hände. Fühle meine Hand, sagte er. Shivananda war überrascht, wie warm sie waren. Dann legte Prabhupada seine Hände auf Shivanandas Brust. Wenn du diesen Teil des Körpers warm hältst, wird der Rest automatisch warm sein. Prabhupada war so zugeneigt und liebevoll zu seinen Schülern. Er konnte aber auch sehr streng sein, wenn es darum ging, seinen Schülern beizubringen, bei der Ausübung des Krishna-Bewusstseins nicht nachlässig und unaufmerksam zu werden. Wir vermissen Srila Prabhupada sehr und beten um seine Gnade und seinen Segen, so dass wir unser spirituelles Leben ordnungsgemäß fortsetzen und seiner wunderbaren internationalen Gesellschaft für Krishna-Bewusstsein weiterhin dienen können. Srila Prabhupads Diener, Bhakti Vaibhava Swami. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Bhakti Vaibhava Maharaj ki Jai.
So, wir werden jetzt noch die Opferung von Jai Gaura Prabhu vorlesen. Und von Vaidyanath Prabhu. Genau. Das wird zuerst die von Vaidyanath Prabhu. Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavari Paschatya Shatarine. Lieber Srila Prabhupada, bitte nimm meine Ehrbietungen zu deinen Lotusfüßen entgegen. Bitte entschuldige, dass ich dir die 2 vergangenen Jahre keine Vyasa Puja Ehrweisungen dargebracht habe. Die beiden Jahre haben große Veränderungen in mein Leben gebracht und ich musste meine Beziehung zu dir, meinen ewigen spirituellen Meister, neu überdenken. Die wiederholten Ermutigungen meiner Gottbrüder, etwas zu verfassen, trägt nun jedoch endlich Früchte. Lass mich damit beginnen, auf welche Weise ich meine Beziehung zu dir in einem neuen Licht sehe. Inzwischen erblicke ich, wenn ich dich auf dem Vyasasana in einem unserer ISKCON-Tempeln oder auf einem Foto sehe, eine mir gleichaltrige Person, während du mir bislang altersmäßig beträchtlich voraus warst. Nicht mehr lange wird es dauern, bis du in deiner Bildgestalt jünger bist als meine materielle Gestalt. Deutlich wird nur klar, was Sri Krishna dem Arjuna zu Beginn des 2. Kapitels der Bhagavad Gita erklärt. Niemals gab es eine Zeit, als ich, du nicht existierten und ebenso wird niemals in der Zukunft einer von uns aufhören zu sein. Bhagavad Gita 2,12. Sowohl dein Körper, lieber Srila Prabhupada, als auch der meinige werden geboren und sterben, doch unsere Seelen sind ewig. Du unterscheidest dich jedoch von deiner Bildgestalt, in der du als älterer Herr erscheinst, ebenso wenig wie von deinen Vorlesungen und Büchern und bleibst selbst in diesen äußeren Manifestationen ewiglich mein spiritueller Meister. Die beiden vergangenen Jahre haben sowohl den Tod meiner beiden Elternteile als auch die Geburt zweier neuer Enkelkinder gesehen. Während diese Verluste und Zugänge dem Gesetz von Geburt und Tod unterliegen, ist meine Beziehung zu dir vollkommen transzendental. Angesichts der materiellen Wandlungen hat es nicht einen Augenblick gegeben, dass ich das Gefühl hatte, dich verloren zu haben. Immer wieder schautest du freundlich nach meinem spirituellen Wohlergehen, indem du aus einer Bhagavatam-Erläuterung zu mir sprachst oder mich von einem Foto oder einem Murti aus ermutigend anblicktest. Im letzten Jahr wurde ich Zeuge, wie sehr sich dein Verscheiden von den meiner zweifellos frommen, aber dennoch nicht selbstverwirklichten Eltern unterschied. Ebenso unterscheidet sich dein Vermächtnis gewaltig von den ihren. Du hinterlässt transzendentale Unterweisungen für die kommenden 10.000 Jahre. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur schrieb: Wer sagt, dass Vaishnava sterben, urteilt falsch, wenn sie doch im Klang leben. Die Vaishnava sterben, um zu leben, und leben versuchen sie, heiliges Leben zu verbreiten. Du bist mein ewiger Begleiter, Freund und spiritueller Meister. Ich glaube fest, dass du deine internationale Gesellschaft für Krishna-Bewusstsein, der ich mich wie einer Familie zugehörig fühle, in den kühlenden Schatten von Krishnas Lotusfüßen führen wirst. Dein gefallener Diener, Vaidyanatha Das, Vize-Tempelpräsident von Hamburg, NCGA und NCEC-Mitglied. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Vaidyanatha Prabhu ki Jai. Und dann würde ich noch kurz die Opferung von Jai Gaura Prabhu vorlesen. Om Jnanati Mirandasya Gyanangyana Shalakaya Chakshurum Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Ich wurde in dunkelster Unwissenheit geboren, doch mein spiritueller Meister öffnete mir die Augen mit dem Fackelschein der Erkenntnis. Ich bringe ihm deshalb meine demütigen Erbietungen dar. Du bist der Botschafter dieser anderen Welt, der Transzendenz von Goloka Vrindavan. Du führst uns in den Bereich jenseits von Raum und Zeit. Nur du gibst uns den Zugang jenseits des ewigen Lichtes. Diese Welt ist nur erreichbar durch Bhakti zu Radha und Krishna. Und du lädst uns dazu ein und verbürgst dich für uns. Dort ist jeder Schritt ein Tanz, jedes Wort ein Gesang und alles ist mit Glückseligkeit durchdrungen und Liebe zu dem göttlichen Paar Shri Shri Radha Krishna. Der Boden ist mit dem Stein der Weißen, dem Chintamani Edelstein bedeckt. Es gibt keine Einschränkung von Raum und Zeit. Es gibt keine Angst mehr vor Tod und alle Zusammenhänge der Welt eröffnen sich uns in ihrer ganzen Fülle. Unser ganzes Wesen ist von Licht, Geborgenheit und Liebe erfüllt. Doch die Teilnahme an den Liebesspielen von Radha und Krishna erleben wir in jedem Moment neue Tiefen und Dimensionen der Liebe. Um den Wunsch zu entwickeln, ist es gut zu wissen, wo die Reise hingeht. Nichtsdestotrotz befinden wir uns immer noch im Bereich von Lust, Gier, Zorn und so weiter. Jeden Tag werden wir aufs Neue mit unseren Unzulänglichkeiten konfrontiert. Es tut mir leid, Srila Prabhupada, ich bin immer noch in der materiellen Welt stecken geblieben. Bitte habe mit mir Geduld. Ich lese zurzeit jeden Tag deine Briefe und spüre dadurch deine Präsenz. Vielen Dank, Jai Srila Prabhupada, dein Diener Jai Gaura Prabhu, Jai Gaura Das, Tempelpräsident ISKCON Hamburg, ISKCON Property Trustee. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Jai Gaura Prabhu ki Jai. So, who else has prepared something written? Otherwise, I would read one more from our GBC incoming, Krishna Premarupa Prabhu. And then I would open the mic for everybody else. Let me see where he is. Krishna Premarupa. So there are some cards. There's some cards. Die kann man auch dazu tun. Von Rivo. So, dann würde ich jetzt noch die Opferung von Krishna für Rupa Prabhu, der unser werdender GBC ist. Lieber Srila Prabhupada, bitte akzeptiere meine demütigen Ehrbietungen, alle Ehre sei dir. Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Dishatarine. Dieses Jahr feiern wir das 50-jährige Jubiläum deines ersten Besuchs in der Schweiz. Im April 1973 brachte dich dein Schüler und damaliger Sekretär Shyamasundar Das nach St. Moritz, um ein paar Tage die frische Luft der Schweizer Berge zu genießen. Unglücklicherweise hatte es frisch geschneit und es war eisig kalt. Anstatt in der schönen Bergwelt fand dein Morgenspaziergang im Flur des Skyline Apartments statt. Nach einer Übernachtung im Hotel Sonnenberg in Zürich, nur 15 Gehminuten von unserem heutigen Tempel, führte dich deine Reise weiter nach New York. Obwohl dein erster Besuch kurz war, sind wir unendlich dankbar, dass deine Lotusfüße den Schweizer Boden berührt haben. Mit diesem Besuch hast du St. Moritz und Zürich zu Pilgerorten gemacht. Bhavadvida Bhagavatas Tirtha Bhuta Shayam Vibho Tirti Kurvanti Tirthani Svanta Stena Gadhabrita. Mein lieber Herr, Gottgeweihte wie du sind wahrhaft wandelnde heilige Orte. Weil du die Persönlichkeit Gottes im Herzen trägst, verwandelst du alle Orte in Pilgerstätten. Yudhishthira Maharaj zu Vidura in Srimad Bhagavatam 1.13.10. Ein Jahr später, im Mai 1974, kamst du noch ein zweites Mal in die Schweiz, diesmal nach Genf, wo du 10 Tage verbrachtest. Als 1976 Bhagavan Das ein erstes Zentrum in Zürich eröffnete, ermutigst du ihn wie folgt. I have been to Zurich. It is a very clean city. Develop it nicely. Srila Prabhupada, Brief an Bhagavan, 7. November 1976. Unser Tempel an der Bergstraße existiert nun seit 43 Jahren am selben Ort und wir bemühen uns, das Yatra weiterzuentwickeln und leben immer noch von der Inspiration deiner Unterweisungen und deinen Beispielen. In 12 Jahren bist du 14 Mal um die ganze Welt gereist. Und wo immer du warst, hast du, wie in Zürich und Genf, den Samen fürs Krishna-Bewusstsein gesetzt. Ein Same, der an vielen Orten zu einem kräftigen Baum der Hingabe Tausende von Devotis herangewachsen ist. Es wird gesagt, dass die Ebene der Verwirklichung und Reife eines Vaishnavas daran gemessen wird, wie viele bedingte Seelen er zum Krishna-Bewusstsein bringen kann. In deinem Leben, mit deinem Beispiel hast du gezeigt, was es heißt, ein ermächtigter Prediger zu sein. Srila Prabhupada, was würde ich heute wohl tun, wenn du nie in den Westen gekommen wärst? Was wäre passiert, wenn deine Schüler nicht in der Schweiz gepredigt hätten und ich nie von der Herrlichkeit deines hingebungsvollen Dienstes gehört hätte? Was wäre aus meinem Leben geworden, wenn ich deine Bücher nicht gelesen hätte? Ich bin dir ewig dankbar, dass du im hohen Alter als die Unannehmlichkeiten des Reisens auf dich genommen hast und das Krishna-Bewusstsein auf der ganzen Welt verbreitet hast, selbst in der Schweiz. Danke, dass du in mein Leben gekommen bist. Dein aspirierender und dankbarer Diener, Krishna Premarupa Das, Sona Supervisor ISKCON Schweiz. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Krishna Premarupa Prabhu ki Jai. So, dann würde ich jetzt gerne Ramananda Gopal Prabhu bitten, ein paar Worte zu sagen. Einfach vom Herzen. Ja? Kripasindha Prabhu, bist du bereit?
Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishna Putale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine
Namaste Sarasvati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschadya Deshatarine. Dear Srila Prabhupada, I would like to thank you first of all for this opportunity that I can be a part of a celebration of your appearance day in the Association of Devotees. I do every year, while reading your books, make notes of specific points I see when reading that refer to you and that I can refer to you, and I think, I would like to use this for good points in your Vyasa Puja offering. And I didn't prepare a whole letter or something like that, something written, but the 2 points I got this year is one from the Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila 8, 246, and it is a statement from the Garuda Purana that you are writing there. In this age of Kali, the fame of one who is known as a great devotee is very rare. However, such a position is superior to that of the great demigods like Brahma and Mahadeva. This is the opinion of all spiritual masters. So Srila Prabhupada, is definitely very rare that we can come in contact with such a great personality like you. Thank you very much for this, that has happened to me in this life. And we are all aware, or I think we are all aware of your extraordinary position in our spiritual life and the possibility that it can be in others' spiritual lives. So many, maybe all the people should hear about you, but these are difficult times that are different than the times when you were present. We face other difficulties. We face so many movements who are also talking about Krishna consciousness and bhakti. We are having other matas who are chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra and who claim to be a part of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement. But we know that your words are very strong in this regard, and you are humble. You are very humble, and you are very authentic, strong preacher of Krishna consciousness. You are aware of your great position, and so I ask you for your blessing, please, Srila Prabhupada, let me never forget this, that your position is extremely extraordinarily. And we should not make this cheap. And I ask you for your guidance in the future, in these difficult times with all these other movements and so-called devotees and so-called gurus. I ask you for your guidance that I don't become weak in my decision to dedicate my life to you. I ask you that you please may empower me to just repeat your pure message and give all the credit whatever I achieve in this life, I may give to you. And you are the one, you are this one guru, you are this one empowered devotee whose fame should be spread all over the world. Ebe Yasha Kushuk Tripuvana we sing every day. And I thank you so much for this opportunity, and please, I ask you for your guidance. Please teach me, please correct me, please guide me, please train me, as you are describing in the Srimad Bhagavatam, and this is the second quote from the 3rd canto, 32nd chapter, verse 42. The spiritual master should train his disciple in such a way so that in the future only the Supreme Personality of Godhead will be the dearmost goal of his life. I couldn't imagine any better teacher and a guide in my spiritual life than you, Srila Prabhupada. And I thank you very much. Please keep me at your lotus feet, and please keep me engaged in your glorious, ecstatic and wonderful service mission of spreading Krishna consciousness in all over the world. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Seine Opferung geschickt. In diese ähnliche Stimmung. Das kannst du vorlesen.
Srila Prabhupada, we read now the offering from your disciple, His Grace Manida Prabhu. Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my dandavats at your lotus feet. All glories to your divine grace. Since 51 years, I struggle to find appropriate words at your Vyasa Puja day, words worthy of your greatness. How to describe the size of an ocean which never ends and is so deep that nobody yet could dive to its bottom? How is it possible that after millions of wasted lifetimes, me, the emigrant of Czechoslovakia, a lost, confused artist, was granted finally your darshan? Prior to meeting you, I was just a breathing renegade, trapped in my body, a silent fellow, crying out loud in dungeon of my mind, still trying to realize what you used to call his material fantasies. Then you came and changed everything. By the mercy of my godbrothers, I instantly found myself standing on the street with your books in my hands, engaged like everybody was those days in the service of book distribution. 1972, it was a movement where every devotee I met was thinking about you, quoting you, and finally serving you. The joy and ecstasy being engaged in your mission and herewith being entirely connected to the mission of the Supreme Lord was all-pervading as waiting for your arrival and finally meeting you was what connected us all. Even when times arrived where those arrived on the scene who seemingly claimed to know more as you, but do nothing of the magnitude you have done, those who believe that the structure you left behind is the way to establish themselves in public eye. In such times, I remember Maharaj Parikshit, who saw the Supreme Lord in the womb of his mother and consequently spent his whole life looking for him. In similar fashion, Srila Prabhupada, seeing your lotus hand reaching out, giving me 1974 in the temple called Schloss Rettershof my initiation beads, I travel from place to place, looking for those who still serve your instructions, keeping you in their hearts. Your glories are limitless. You gave us everything, and those who understood that don't need anything else and are fully satisfied. It is exciting, Srila Prabhupada, to discover what that everything you gave to us truly means. I refuse to hear from those who claim to give more as you have given, and I avoid association of those who came to enjoy the benefit of your mission without serving it. How blessed I was by joining your movement, where I got a car to sleep in, filled with your books I had to distribute. These 15 years on the road changed my life. I was on Sankirtan. I discovered both my material conditioning and the beauty being blessed by you, the only way to survive. It was in Sankirtan I got to see the pitiful state of the conditioned soul and the ferocious power of the all-pervading material energy. By your mercy, we, engaged in the service of book distribution, could see both Maya and Krishna, the workings of the external and internal energy of the Lord. By your mercy, becoming tools in your hands, we found ourselves doing things we never imagined to be able to do. Such is the power of your mercy. It was Sankirtan which exposed the falsity in us and others, and it allowed us to taste the nectar of Krishna consciousness as it is. Sankirtan eliminates hypocrisy, and those who insisted to become what they were not left this service or never were not. Sankirtan eliminates hypocrisy, and those who insisted to become what they were not left this service or never had it. As you wrote me on the 27th of October 1976, devotional service is absolute, but Krishna is especially pleased to see someone preaching his glories. Hoping this meets you in good health, your ever well-wisher A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Thank you, Srila Prabhupada, for myself being still in good health after living almost 70 years in this body, still able to climb back into my van, live in it and travel constantly in search after you who dwells in the hearts of those who sincerely, free of duplicity, serve your mission. These jewel-like devotees, often institutionally unrecognized, surviving plainly on your mercy, are the inspiration of my life. This Maharaj Parikshit movement will go on and on, being carried by the constant flow of mercy emanating from your lotus feet. The only question of such jewel-like followers of yours is not why to serve your mission, but how to serve your mission. It was you, Srila Prabhupada, who told us not only why we should serve Krishna, but also how to serve Krishna. Indeed, you gave us everything. And so, Srila Prabhupada, after being 25 years temple president, living through my Grihastha days as well, I am back in my van again, grabbing any opportunity to travel and find places where I can chant your glories. They are truly limitless. How many offerings more like this I may still be able to write while living in this body? I don't know. But please, Srila Prabhupada, let my life to be an offering to you, lifetime after lifetime. Your eternal servant, Manida Prabhu. Manida Prabhu ki jai.
Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada. Ich möchte zu deinen Lotusfüßen meine demütigen Herbietungen erweisen und mich herzlich bedanken für alles, was du uns übergeben hast. Wie sagt man, die Nachlassenschaft, was du uns hinterlassen hast, dieses große Erbe. Und ja, bitte gib uns weiterhin deine Segnungen, dass wir weiterhin in deinem hingebungsvollen Dienst beschäftigt sein dürfen, in liebevollen, hingebungsvollen Dienst zu Radha und Krishna, durch die ganze Guru Parampara, durch unsere Autoritäten, unsere Wohlgönner und alle Devotis, die uns beistehen und helfen. Und möchte mich persönlich herzlich auch bedanken, dass ich zumindest teilweise in deiner Predigermission beschäftigt sein darf und dass du aus deiner Barmherzigkeit und der Barmherzigkeit deiner Schüler uns beschäftigst im hingebungsvollen Dienst und auch in der Predigerarbeit. Speziell möchte ich dir ein großes Dankeschön sagen, dass seit einiger Zeit in Linz eine Predigerwohnung existiert, wo wir Meditationsabende veranstalten können, wie du sie auch uns vorgelebt hast, mit Bhajan, Lecture und Prasadam. Und ja, wir fokussieren für dich einfach neue, junge Leute anzuziehen, die inspiriert sind, auch im hingebungsvollen Dienst beschäftigt zu sein und ihr Leben auch deiner Mission zu weihen. Und aus deiner Barmherzigkeit sind auch schon etliche Leute da in Linz. Es sind schon knappe 100 Leute in den Gruppen, beziehungsweise eigentlich waren schon mehr drinnen, aber einige haben dann die Gruppe wieder verlassen, aber circa 100 Leute bekommen noch die Inspiration immer für die Meditationsabende und einige kommen auch immer wieder und es werden auch immer mehr und mehr. Letztens waren wir auch schon 10, 11 Leute immer bei den Treffen und ich bitte auch um deine Barmherzigkeit, Prabhupada, deine Gnade, dass du mehr und mehr Leute schickst und speziell auch wirklich die guten, qualifizierten Leute, die im Späteren für die ISKCON beschäftigt sein können und natürlich auch die anderen, aber hauptsächlich auch Leute, die wirklich deine Mission aufnehmen. Das ist unser inniger Wunsch Und ich danke dir auch, dass wir auch so eine gute Brahmachari-Gemeinschaft auch haben und starke Brahmacharis, junge Brahmacharis, die immer enthusiastischer und ja, fortgeschrittener werden und dass sie auch in deinem hingebungsvollen Dienst, in deiner Mission beschäftigt sind. Und danke auch, dass du unsere Gemeinschaft erstärkst und allgemein auch die ganze Devote-Gemeinschaft. Wir haben sehr viel Hilfe und Unterstützung, damit wir auch deine Mission vorantreiben können. Wir auch einige Events und auch die Predigerwohnung und verschiedene andere Möglichkeiten, viele Bücher, werden auch immer wieder viele Bücher nachgedruckt und ja, dafür bin ich dir sehr, sehr dankbar, Prabhupada, und ja, da gibt es bestimmt noch viel, viel mehr zu sagen, aber ich möchte es dabei belassen und auch demütigst Zuflucht suchen bei deinen Lotusfüßen, dass wir weiterhin deine Gnade bekommen, dass wir weiterhin im hingebungsvollen Dienst beschäftigt sein dürfen. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Please accept my humble obeisances, dear Srila Prabhupada. I'm very grateful to have had the association of your disciples. I think we are probably one of the last generations which are going to have the association of your disciples. And in every one of your disciple lives a spark of your devotion, of your personality, and it's so great to see in each and every one of your disciples their staunch faith and devotion to serve you and to dedicate their whole lives to your mission. Now in the world we see many things coming up. Wars are happening, refugees are coming, pandemics are happening worldwide, and we are in a very precarious situation. But what is needed most in this time and age, ever the more, is your books, your instructions, which will pacify the hearts of the suffering living entities. Because we are being bewildered by so many things which are happening around us, so many calamities. People are having fear and they don't know where to seek refuge. And in these times, your books and places like Simhachalam, farm communities, are the best places where people can find peace. Even during the pandemic, we didn't actually experience a pandemic. We had a good time here all together, and the association of the devotees. So, but I want to say, wherever you walked, flowers sprouted, which were your disciples. But you went all over the world, and wherever you were, devotees, you inspired them to serve you. There's this one famous story that a book distributor went in Brazil, and I knocked on one door, and then she opened the door, and then the devotee looked inside and saw there was a pictures of Krishna and Prabhupada, and then I'm wondering, I came here to distribute your books. How is it that you know already everything about Krishna, and we are the first ones distributing here in Brazil? And then she said she was a stewardess in one of their flights. And somehow she sensed that you're something special, and then when she arrived home, she started to research Prabhupada and who you are, and then became inspired and bought your books in an airport and became a devotee. So you're already preaching, you're already giving out Krishna consciousness to everybody. We just can be mere tools in your hands. And especially I want to be grateful for the association of your dear disciple Jayadvaita Maharaj, His Holiness Jayadvaita Maharaj, and his disciple, His Holiness Kanamakana Maharaj, as my spiritual master, who have passed away this year. They have changed my life and your devotion, and also the view of you, that you are actually such a loving and caring personality because sometimes when we grow up in Krishna consciousness, we hear Prabhupada quotes all the time, and they say Prabhupada said this, Prabhupada said that. It might be a little tightening, but especially your disciples like Jadvaita Maharaj and the grand disciple like His Holiness Kanamakarna Maharaj gave me a completely different view of your personality, of your devotion. And I just was reading lately a very nice book. It's the diaries from His Holiness Tamal Krishna Goswami, and the diary when he was in the last year serving you, and he was one could see a very nice and emotional way that you were in your last years, and I want to read some nice passages. I asked Srila Prabhupada whether I could massage him. He replied, I always like massaging, but I feel ashamed to ask always to be massaged. Otherwise, I like it all the time. So then they started massaging more often. Here, one Prabhupada tells a story. One devotee criticized an Orion. Lord Jagannath slapped him. Why do you criticize my servants? Just see his kindness. I pray to Krishna that anyone who has given even a little service, please bless him. And Krishna actually does. So Prabhupada praying to Krishna. I pray to Krishna that anyone who has given even a little service, please bless him. And Krishna actually does. He doesn't forget any service. And Tamal Krishna Maharaj asked, doesn't Radharani also pray like that to Krishna? Yes, Prabhupada says. Radharani says, I'm not sincere. Here's your real servant. That is Mahabhav. Krishna becomes subservient to his servant. Therefore, a disciple's first duty is to be submissive to his guru. Srila Prabhupada, all your devotees are so very grateful to you, I said. Tamal Krishna Maharaj said. And Prabhupada was feeling very much ecstasy and love. His eyes were closed and he was moving his head, and his voice was choked with tears of love, of loving concerns of his disciples. Oh, your intense love for me, I'm living only for you. All over the world, everything is going on. Money is coming in, being spent. I don't have worry. I'm so much indebted taking your so much service. And then another time, Srila Prabhupada, Tamal Krishna Maharaj said, you're also like that. You never forget us. Srila Prabhupada, how can I forget you? You have all helped me to execute the mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and my Guru Maharaj. I always pray to Krishna to give you. I'm insignificant. I cannot give you, but I pray to Krishna to give you. That I do everywhere. Try to do everything nicely, and Krishna will help you. Whatever my Guru Maharaj has said, I tried the best to my power, and you have given all help, especially in Los Angeles and New York. I feel it's my home. I don't know why. And then, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
I would like to ask Ramanandaji, say a few words.
Namo Om Vishnu Madaya Krishna Bhashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namane Namaste Saraswati Deva Gauravani Vacharine Nivishesha Shunyade Bhashkade Deshtarine. Lieber Srila Prabhupada, danke für deine Barmherzigkeit, auch dieses Jahr wieder, dass du mich und die Familie um mich herum immer noch in deinen Dienst beschäftigst und dass wir hier sein dürfen in der Gemeinschaft deiner Devotees. Ohne dass du gekommen bist, wäre dieses Projekt hier nicht möglich und die Hingabe deiner direkten Schüler wie unser Akila Prabhu. Ich möchte auch dieses Jahr dich auch um etwas bitten, und zwar meine Lebenszeit läuft auch aus. Ich bin jetzt schon 50 Jahre und ich habe das Gefühl, ich habe immer noch nichts Wirkliches für dich und deine Bewegung gemacht. So, ich bitte dich um deine Barmherzigkeit, nicht bloß für mich allein, sondern auch für sozusagen meine Generation, dass wir liebevoll das Vermächtnis empfangen und dass wir große Dinge für dich und deine Bewegung und die Bewegung von Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ausführen können, um den heiligen Namen und deine Lehren, deine Barmherzigkeit und die unwahrscheinliche Gnade des hingebungsvollen Dienstes und Krishna-Bewusstsein weiter auf der ganzen Welt zu verbreiten, um somit den Leuten die Möglichkeit zu geben, eine Alternative zu bekommen, aus diesem Jammertal, in dem sie sich befinden, herauszukommen und liebevolle, ekstatische Hingabe zu Gott in seiner Form als Radha und Krishna zu empfangen. Danke für die Gemeinschaft von allen deinen Devotees, die helfen, dieses Projekt weiter voranzutreiben, dieses Projekt hier Simhat-Shlam, und bitte lass uns weiter dir und deiner Familie dienen, sodass wir auch die Barmherzigkeit von unserer vorangegangenen Generation bekommen können und dass sie uns voll Vertrauen ihr Vermächtnis übergeben. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Dear Srila Prabhupada, I'm sorry, my English limited, and I try to speak in German for your pleasure. Please accept my humble obeisances to your lotus feet. All glories to you. Am heutigen Tag, Ihre glückheißende Erscheinungstag. Ich möchte sagen, wie sehr ich beeinflusst und bewundert ist über Ihre Persönlichkeit. Dieses Jahr habe ich erneut eure Biografie Prabhupada Lilamrita, aber diesmal nicht gelesen, sondern gehört als Audiobuch, gemacht von Murari Krishna Prabhu, sehr professionell mit Audioeffekten und sehr schön gemacht in Dienst zu Ihnen. Und in diesem Jahr habe ich auch gelesen ein Buch vom Mukunda Maharaj, Your Disciple, und Ihre lieber Disciple, mein spiritueller Meister, hatte einmal zugegeben, als dieses Buch Miracle on Second Avenue in seine Hände bekam. Es war am Meetings GBC in Mayapur. Er hat einen Tag von diesen Meetings hatte zugegeben und hat geschwänzt, um dieses Buch zu lesen. Von Anfang bis zu Ende in einem Tag. Er hat nicht geschlafen dabei. Und ich habe dieses Jahr auch dieses Buch gelesen und muss sagen, dass ab und zu mit Kloß in meinem Hals, ab und zu mit laut gelacht habe ich während dieses Buch, aber meistens, was mich sehr gewundert hat, es ist ihre Entschlossenheit. Ihre Entschlossenheit, ihrem spirituellen Meister demütig zu dienen und ihre Entschlossenheit, gefallene, bedingte Seelen in dieser Welt zu retten. Und an diesem speziellen Tag, Ihrem Erscheinungstag, ich möchte Ihnen bitten, mir vielleicht, ich bin nicht gut genug dazu, aber ich bitte trotzdem ein Krümelchen von Ihrer Entschlossenheit mir zu geben, damit ich besser dienen kann, Ihre Familie, meinem spirituellen Meister und Ihrem Schüler. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my humble obeisances, all glories to your lotus feet. There was a very wonderful experience I had in the beginning of this year, where I really felt your presence very, very strongly. And that was at a point where I felt that so many things were going on in this movement. I saw so many devotees were hurt. I saw there was so much sectarianism going on, and I was feeling, is there really a space for me in this movement? So I was walking in the forest and chanting, and I really felt like I'm really committed to this process of chanting. I'm really committed to my spiritual master, to reading your books. I really felt this is my path, the path I've chosen. But I felt really, is there really a place for me in this movement? I was becoming really doubtful. And as I was walking through the forest, I was thinking, well, if I wouldn't be part of this movement, what would actually change? I would still be chanting, I would still hear lectures, I would still read your books. Then what would it be that would, leave me if I would leave this movement? And I was thinking, it's all these different masks I was wearing. The mask of being a good devotee, the mask of being an advanced devotee, the mask of being a pujari or a preacher, all these different religious identities I had created. And as I was walking through the forest, I was thinking, oh, perhaps it's good I take a break from all of these identities. And as I was chanting and walking, I felt how all of these identities and masks were falling off for a moment. And I had one of the most powerful spiritual experiences in my entire life. And in that experience, one part of it was that suddenly I felt you were appearing very, very, very strongly in my heart. And you were telling me that I don't want you to be religious, I don't want you to be anything. I just want you to love God. I just want you to love Krishna in your own way. I want you to be whoever you are and practice Krishna consciousness in the way it suits you. And I felt so much compassion and love from you, how you came and you really created this movement so everyone could have a place. Everyone, no matter their gender, their nationality, even their religion, you created this movement to spread love of God to each and every soul. And I felt so encouraged, I felt so much appreciation, so much new appreciation from you. And I realized that if we just leave our judgmental attitude and we just see the good in each other and encourage each other, then we could do so much service to your lotus feet. So thank you, Srila Prabhupada, for appearing in the darkest times in my life and showing me that you love me and you love everyone, no matter if I think they're a good devotee or not. I know you love all of them, all of these souls. Srila Prabhupada ki.
The lotus feet of our spiritual master are the only way by which one can attain pure devotional service. I bow down to his lotus feet with great awe and reverence. By his grace, one can cross the ocean of material suffering and obtain the mercy of Krishna. My only wish is to have my consciousness purified by the words emanating from his lotus mouth. Attachment to his lotus feet is the perfection that fulfills all desires. He opens my darkened eyes and fills my heart with transcendental knowledge. He is my Lord, birth after birth. From him, ecstatic prema emanates. By him, ignorance is destroyed. The Vedic scriptures sing of his character. Our spiritual master is the ocean of mercy, the friend of the poor, and the Lord and master of the devotees. O Master, be merciful unto me. Give me the shade of your lotus feet. Your fame is spread all over the three worlds. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my humble obeisances. At the dust of your lotus feet, all glories to you. I see all the devotees repeating the words of other Vaishnavas or their spiritual masters, so I might as well do the same. Srila Prabhupada, in the second part of your pranam mantra, you technically encapsulated your mission, like my Guru Maharaj says, which I also often actually repeated. Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paskatyadi Shatarine. You came to the Western world with a mission of ending all the impersonalism and the voidism, and with whichever menial experience that I have in associating with with the devotees, I see that actually this is mainly our main problem. And still you came actually to the Western world at the age of 70, from the most sweet place, from your home Vrindavan, to finish this impersonalism and voidism in the Western world. I was recently associating with your disciples, Govinda Das Mataji and Atmavidya Prabhu, two very interesting and amazing devotees. And I also often had the good fortune of associating with your disciples, or witnessing your disciples at least, and it always amazes me and strengthens my faith actually, and strengthens my attachment to your lotus feet, to see how attached they are to you, how often sometimes while talking about you, while glorifying you or remembering you, they technically fall into tears. No other way to put it. And the main reason is because they miss you. That's what I heard from them. Because we miss him. And what they miss the most about it is all the encouragement, the empowerment, and the love actually you made them feel. Regardless of any designation, or regardless of any background they have came from, you always encourage them to be Krishna conscious, to serve Krishna, and to be inspired. And this is what amazes me the most. Regardless of all the differences all the devotees had, a pure devotee finds a way somehow or the other just to inspire them to serve Krishna. Thank you very much for appearing in my life. And please give me your blessings. Please give me the strength. Please give me the intelligence to serve you. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
An Srila Prabhupada, so weise und klar, mit Zuversicht trat er die Reise sogar. Im hohen Alter, so tapfer, so stetig, nach Amerika brachte er Lehren, so edel, so redlich. Mit Bewunderung sehe ich, was du hast vollbracht. Mit Bestimmtheit und Glauben hast du so viel gemacht. Krishna-Bewusstsein in Herzen entfacht, dein Erbe erstrahlt in der dunkelsten Nacht. Für all deine Mühen, für deinen Mut, send ich dir Dank aus tiefstem Gemüt. Srila Prabhupada, du lehrst uns den Weg, mit dir an unserer Seite kein Berg zu hoch steht. Deine Zuversicht gibt uns allen die Kraft, in Ehren zu halten, was du uns geschafft. Für immer verbunden, in Dankbarkeit groß, bleibt deine Lehre in uns, unvergänglich und los. Lieber Srila Prabhupada, bitte akzeptiere meine demütigen und aufrichtigen Ehrerbietung. Alle Ehre gebührt dir. In deinem Dienst zu stehen, Srila Prabhupada, ist für mich sowohl eine Ehre als auch eine große Herausforderung. Schon früh hast du mir Verantwortung anvertraut und ich bin immer wieder verwundert und frage mich, warum. Ich fühle mich wie auf Bewährungsprobe und manchmal auch wie in deinem persönlichen Bootcamp. Doch jedes Mal erfüllt mich diese Tatsache mit Demut und Staunen über dein Vertrauen in mich. In Momenten des Zweifels denke ich an jenen Tag zurück, als du mit nichts als einem kleinen Koffer in Amerika ankamst. Ohne zu wissen, welchen Weg du einschlagen sollst, hast du mutig und entschlossen jeden Schritt gemacht. Diese unbeirrbare Entschlossenheit dient mir als Leitstern, besonders wenn ich mich am meisten verloren fühle. Oftmals fühle ich mich unqualifiziert, aber tief in meinem Herzen spüre ich die Segnung, dir dienen zu dürfen. Dies gibt mir die Kraft und Entschlossenheit, stets weiterzumachen. Außerdem bin ich mir tief bewusst unserer Verantwortung im Dienst an unsere Gurus, an meinen Guru, Srila Indradyumna Swami, dessen Mission es ist, seinen Schülern den Dienst an deinem Bestreben zu unterrichten, dir Prabhupada und all seinen Devotees. Mit jedem Tag und jeder Handlung hoffe ich, diesem heiligen Tempel von Shri Prahlad Lakshmana Singhadev und der Gemeinschaft, die ihn umgibt, auch nur im kleinsten Ansatz gerecht zu werden. Es ist mein aufrichtiges Bestreben, die Erwartungen und Wünsche zu erfüllen, die an mich gestellt werden, und so meinen Beitrag zu leisten, das Erbe und die Mission, die du begonnen hast, weiterzuführen und zu stärken. Srila Indradyumna Swami hat in seiner Vyasa Puja Opferung von 2018 zu dir gesagt: Prabhupada, du hast eine Armee von Devotees geschaffen, die bis zum heutigen Tag den Vormarsch des Kali Yuga zurückhalten. Und Srila Prabhupada, ich bin dankbar, ein kleiner, unbedeutender Mini-Teil davon zu sein. Deine Dienerin.
Hare Krishna, dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to you. I feel deeply grateful to be here right now today in the assembly of your dear servants, your dear devotees. I feel incredibly blessed to have received you in my life, your books, your transcendental voice. This year I had an even more powerful experience to be able to acknowledge how powerful are your instructions, are your recordings, the videos you left us. You left our recordings, you left us books, you left so much behind for us so that we can follow in your footsteps and follow in the footsteps of your dear servants, your dear disciples. So I would like to ask you for your blessings, to have always the strength to follow in the footsteps of your dear servants, and to please always inspire us to never give up, even in the most difficult moments, because this is a great journey. This is probably the highest journey we can ever choose to follow, and you will be our light, our guiding light. So thank you so much, and I would like to read the words from my spiritual masters, because I genuinely would like to take them by heart and follow them. So, dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my unworthy life in the service of your servants. Our life's essence is in the opportunity to express gratitude to you with sincere surrender and devotion. I pray for the humility to recognize that pleasing you in the service of the Lord is our highest purpose, above all the inconceivable transformations in the world around us. In the sea of material existence, we are sometimes charmed by tranquil sunsets. Sometimes we are tormented by turbulent storms. They are both distractions unless we seek shelter in Krishna's name with gratitude and devotion. Srila Prabhupada, your life and teachings are our compass leading to the shore of the Godhead. I believe that your voyage on the Jaladuta is like a metaphor for life. As our revered and beloved Acharya, you taught us how to surrender to Krishna with love and remain devoted to the will of the spiritual master through the apparently insurmountable changes in the sea of life. In these times, we are surrounded by almost continuous waves of despair, including wars, quarrelsome divisions, disease, and the loss of loved ones. More than ever, we need each other to share strength and wisdom, to seek shelter in Hari Kirtan, Hari Katha, Vaishnava Seva, and Jivadaya. It is possible if we earnestly seek shelter in your divine grace as our highest aspiration. Striving to be a servant of the servant. Your dear disciple, Radhanath Swami. Thank you.
Ja, das sind wir jetzt dran.
Lieber Srila Prabhupada, bitte akzeptiere meine demütigen Erbietungen. Danke, dass ich in deinem Dienst beschäftigt sein darf. Danke, dass du mich hierher gebracht hast zu Nrsingadev. Danke, dass ich die Gemeinschaft deiner Devotees, deiner Schüler und Schüler haben darf. Und dass ich toleriert werde, die Erscheinungsweisen, in denen ich mich befinde, von dir, von den Devotees, die sich um mich kümmern, dass ich weitermachen darf, dass ich entschlossen, enthusiastisch sein darf und dass ich die Inspiration bekomme, tatsächlich diese reine Liebe zu Krishna in diesem Leben anzustreben, und ich will mir sehr viel Mühe geben und dich erfreuen. Bitte beschäftige mich unablässig in deinem hingebungsvollen Dienst. Hare Krishna.
Jai. Srila Prabhupada, all glories to you. 1 year passed, I remember last year, your Vyasa Puja. I wanted to thank you for everything, Srila Prabhupada. And I remember I was mentioning about the program we do in Passau, and with your grace, with your mercy, we did again as this Corona thing was taking place. We could not do, as I mentioned last year, and we did last month, and it was quite nice group of Indians, students, and many others who are living around Passau area. They joined, and this I could see. This is your blessings that you are there helping us and to cultivate Indian community around the area here, that they can become to know you and Krishna and Krishna consciousness and come in ISKCON temples, and they are really forward for this, and this is your blessings. Thank you so much, Srila Prabhupada. We will do again next month, and with your blessing, we hope we could do it more regular, and they are also coming forward to help us, and maybe we could find a place also in the university in Passau. They did suggest, so we are praying for your mercy, Srila Prabhupada. And we shortly was visiting Poland, and there are wonderful devotees of you, Srila Prabhupada, dedicated devotees who are serving there in Poland, ISKCON temple, and they are also cultivating Indians, and we organized a Rath Yatra, a whole bus of Indian family kids together, and they're all chanting and singing and glorifying you, Srila Prabhupada. And every day I see that they are coming more forward and chanting, and there's like a forum. Earlier time, Srila Prabhupada didn't have this opportunity. I didn't even know how to use these phones, but now I'm learning through this with your devotees here on Simachalam helping me. And have opened also Sima group. It's like I have around 70 Indians who are daily having darshan of here from Shri Nishingadev, and they regular are in contact and come to the programs and in the festivals and donate some for Nishingadev's pleasure for his cooking. And so they on this forum they write also. They quote from your letters and from Bhagavad Gita, and they have put a picture and they're writing what you are saying, and this is so touching. I'm so glad that we could do this service. And of course Narahari and wonderful cooking. She cooks, and then last time we had the devotees from the farm, the Govinda Dev and Amrita Gopi was also joining us, and Gopi Gita was so much, they were waiting outside in calling people that should come in, and because there were some people who were standing outside, they were shy and they didn't want to come in, and they were come in, and they came and they sat and they chanted, and this is what I want to share. And thank you, Srila Prabhupada. Without you, I would not be here, and I'm so grateful to you. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Ja, Srila Prabhupada, meine Worte an dich sind in den letzten Jahren fast immer die gleichen gewesen. Ich schäme mich dafür ein bisschen. Aber was mir immer an deinem Erscheinungstag besonders in die Augen sticht oder ins Herz kommt, ist einfach, dass du ja überhaupt es ermöglicht hast, dass wir überhaupt ein menschliches Leben leben können. Also ich stelle mir immer vor, was wäre eigentlich, wenn ich deine Bücher nicht bekommen hätte, nicht die Gemeinschaft mit Devotees gehabt hätte. Ich wäre karmisch gesehen schon in diesem Leben am Ende gewesen, und was nach meinem Tod passieren würde, möchte ich mir gar nicht ausmalen. Wir könnten ohne dich auch gar nicht anders leben, weil wir überhaupt nicht das Wissen hätten, in irgendeiner Form ein besseres Leben zu führen. Also ich bin noch gar nicht dabei, von den ganzen schönen Opferungen zu sprechen, die wir gehört haben, und von der Liebe zu Krishna, sondern ich denke mir immer so, wir würden einfach nur wie Tiere leben und wie Tiere sterben, ohne über unser Schicksal in irgendeiner Form Bescheid zu wissen oder über unser Schicksal irgendwie Einfluss zu haben, sondern du machst das eigentlich erst möglich, dass wir überhaupt die Entscheidung haben, unser Leben irgendwie zum Besseren wenden zu können. Genau, dafür möchte ich dir einfach nur ganz herzlich danken, und bitte halt mich einfach in deinem hingebungsvollen Dienst beschäftigt. Dankeschön.
Dear Srila Prabhupada, it is from incredible grace from the devotees that I'm able to associate with you. Your conversations, interactions, and personal dealings are overflowing with such an incredible compassion. It always surprises me. You really have blessed the world, allowing your divine presence to travel all over the world and leave such an invaluable legacy, an example for all of us. I'm begging you for strength and courage to be able to appreciate and put into practice your instructions in order to become an instrument of Krishna's divine plan. By your mercy, I strive to become more sincere in the surrendering process, as I often feel far away from the surrender stage needed to help your mission and vision. I pray to you to kindly help this gratitude feeling to stay vivid and present every day, and try to contribute in my insignificant capacity to the community of devotees. I'm praying to always be able to feel every day the due respect and gratitude again towards your munificent personality, in order to gradually soften this stone-like heart and slacken this irrational attachment to the body and mind. Thank you for everything. Your aspirant servant. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki. Jai.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtai Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nityanami Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishe Shunyavadi Paschati Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtai Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nityanami Prabhupada Susampan Sarvata Gaura Kripada Satira Shangri Shri Gurave Namaste. Dear Srila Prabhupada, you are always with me. Doesn't matter what I'm doing. It was not the same thing at the beginning, but it's developing, and I feel it more and more, especially certainly when I'm distributing books. It just has got to be a natural thing. my Guru Maharaj, your disciple Bhaktivinoda Swami, is giving me everything I need. I don't need anything, only that what natural things that body need to shower, to eat something, that's what, and to put some wear on me. But one wish I still have, and because of the book distribution, I have got to know wonderful devotees, and they are a great inspiration for me. And they are traveling, distributing books. And just an example for me. Time Mataji, I have no right to travel with Prabhus, but we Matajis also can do something. Maybe not so good like they, but also not so bad as they do it. And I need one thing, I have only one wish. I need to organize a Mataji van. Some Matajis are inspired, not many, and they can drive, and we can do everything needable for traveling with a van. And if we need some piece of advice or recommendation, we can ask the devotees who already are traveling more years and can help and are ready to help us. So I need the van. We need the van, Mataji's van. I beg Lord Nrsimhadev in his presence and in your presence. I beg you, because I can't do it alone, and I speaking now with you because I want to present you this wish of mine and some other Matajis who are ready to distribute with me. To say you thank you, it's not what I can do, because it is not what I can say. My Guru Maharaj is always saying that he is always indebted to you and can't understand exactly what you are doing, but with the years more and more. Yes, that's why I also can say that I am eternally indebted to you, and to understand what you can do maybe a bit only when I'm reading your books. Your commentaries to the books. So that's all I wanted to say. And thanks for the possibility for the devotees here. They give me to speak to you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So we're a little bit late in the schedule, but I think it's good to give everyone an opportunity to say a few words to Srila Prabhupada. And we will do now Guru Vastakam in a few minutes. I'll not speak too long, and then we will do Pushpanjali. So please stay here, don't go for prasadam. Hare Krishna. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Shrimate Nidhina Swamiti Namo Prabhupada Payarasa Jagannatha Thanam Namurta Bhakta Sukana Krishna Kirtana Nasimhina Lakshata Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamiti Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pajarani Nirvishesha Shunyavari Pashatya Adishatarani. I remember still when I was still in Gurukul, and it regularly happened that people would see your murti form, and they actually were thinking that you were presently there. So this was, since my childhood, a very deep impression that I realized more and more that you are present here. And I really liked reading Bhajanath Prabhu's offering to you, how he was writing that in your murti form, in your books, in your instructions, in your letters, you are certainly present. And therefore, we consider ourselves very happy that we have you always present with us. I heard a very interesting quote from Gaudiya Math Sannyasi, and he was saying that ISKCON is so successful because we have such a strong Guru Nishta. We every day we worship you, every day we have the opportunity to sing Guru Puja to you, and we are the reason why we are successful is because we are attached to you and focused on your instructions. Just like even the demons generally are not favored because they had a strong devotion to their spiritual master, they were able to actually defeat the demigods who did not have a strong devotion to their spiritual master. So we can see how important it is to have devotion to the spiritual master. And sometimes in modern social media, quotes that you might have given or said are taken out of context and misrepresented, and it's very painful to see. So I'm currently very much begging or trying to understand and also seeking advice from senior devotees how to explain your pure character to the masses of the people, because whatever you have said, the underlying point people might miss is your transcendental qualities, your transcendental identity, and whatever you might have said is to be always seen in context of your identity, your eternal identity and your purity, and most especially also your impeccable conduct and character. So we are very blessed to have this opportunity to serve you here in Simhachalam, and we beg that all the projects we have started may be completed for your satisfaction. It can be a great burden and headache to manage farm like this, but like my good wife was saying, it's always very encouraging and helpful and inspiring to just think all the endeavors that you took, all the risks that you took. Like my mother, when she was reading your extended version of Lamrita, she was saying it's incredible how many attempts you had. You opened so many businesses and then they failed. You opened so many, started new ventures, started the League of Devotees, and you never gave up. So I strongly beg for your mercy that we remain determined in serving your devotees, your mission, and specifically this farm of Navajarani Singha Kshetra, Simhachalam. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Lakshmi Singha Deva Bhagwan ki jai. So now we'll do Sing Guru Vastakam together. So we'll ask Akila Prabhu will do the Arati, and Muninder Gana Prabhu, would you like to sing the Guru Vastakam? So we'll just sing the Guru Vastakam, and straight after the Guru Vastakam we will do the Pushpanjali ceremony. Guru Vastakam, yeah. Oder Akila? Die Tagesmelodie. Kennst du die? Samsara Dava Nalali. Hier, komm her.
Samsarada Nalalida Loke Pranaya Karunya Gana Ganatva Praptasya Kalyana Gunanavasya Vande Kuro Shri Charanaravinda Praptasya Kalyana Gunanavasya Vande Kuro Shri Charanaravinda Mahaprabhu Kirtana Nritya Gita Vaditramadya Manasona Sena Manchakampa Shutaranga Baju Vande Kuroshi Charanaravinda Shutaranga Baju Vande Kuroshi Charanaravinda Shri Vikrahara Sananityanana Shringaratama Viramarjanadu Tasya Bhakta Chaniyunjadopi Vande Kuroshri Charanaravinda Chaniyunjadopi Vande Kuroshri Charanaravinda Chaturvidashri Bhagavat Prasada Sadhana Tripta Maribhakta Sangha Bhagavat Prasada Svadvana Tripta Maribhakta Sangha Kritveva Tripte Bhajato Sadeva Vande Kuro Shri Charanaravinda Shri Radhikama Tavayora Para Madhurya Lila Gunarupanamba Pratikshanasva Tanalolopasya Vande Kuroshri Charanaravinda Nikunjayuno Ratikeli Sidya Yayali Piru Pirapekshaniya Tatratidaksha Ativallabhasya Vande Kuroshi Charanaravinda Sakshat Varitve Nasamasta Shastre Uktas Tatha Bhavyata Eva Sakti Kintu Prabhurya Priya Eva Tasya Vande Kuro Shri Charanaravinda Kintu Prabhurya Priya Eva Tasya Vande Kuro Shri Charanaravinda Vyasa Prasada Bhagavad Prasado Vyasa Prasada Nagati Kutopi Yayam stuvam stasya yashastri sanjam Vande kuro shri charanaravinda Stuvam stasya yashastri sanjam Vande kuro shri charanaravinda Namah Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nityanamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatadeshatarine Namaste Shunyavadi Paschatadeshatarine Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasa Go Bhakta Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Veda Dada Shivasa Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada 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 Srila Prabhupada Prabhupada Jai Prabhupada Jai Prabhupada Jai Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya 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 Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Prabhupada. Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki. Srila Prabhupada's Transcendental Appearance Day ki. Jai.
Hare Krishna, liebe Devotees, jetzt machen wir wieder Pushpanjali. Jeder bekommt eine Handvoll Blumen und die er in 3 Teile aufteilt, sodass er 3-mal Blumen opfern kann zu Srila Prabhupada. Now we're going to offer flowers to Srila Prabhupada. You get a handful of flowers. Please keep it in 3 parts so that you can offer, so that 3 times you can offer flowers to Srila Prabhupada. So, please repeat after me. Namah Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Sarasvati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Pushpanjali Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Not on the face, please. So we don't have the thing. Yeah. Namah Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Sarasvati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Pushpanjali Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Namah Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Sarasvati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Pushpanjali Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Jai.
Aha, nach Plan.